Hello everyone, it's Mamie. Today I'm going to talk to you about the book The Clay Girl by Heather Tucker. Oh my god. I'm sorry for the noise. If you could hear the noise behind you. Some neighbors are taking some trees down and I have no control over the noise. So you're going to hear some choppers and whatnot, but it is what it is, right? So let's talk about The Clay Girl. I don't even know if I can. I don't even know if I can find the words to describe how much I loved this book. I first heard of this book from Russell on Paper and Ink, or Ink and Paper blog, Ink and Paper blog, and he heard it, I believe, from Mercedes on her channel. I will link the two channels down below. They are great booktubers. I'm sure you already know who they are, but I heard it from Russell originally for me, and I loved it. It is heartbreaking but uplifting at the same time. It's I can't even articulate how I want to say it. I mean, I can't even describe to you how good this book is. The writing is exquisite. It's not too flowery, but it's not flat. It's perfect. It's perfect writing, and I hope to God that this author writes more and more books because I love her. Okay, first of all, there are some trigger warnings when it comes to this book. There is suicide, there is sexual abuse, there is child abuse, there is, what else? I know there's another thing. Well, there's mental illness, obviously. Oh, there's drug addiction. There's, I think that's it, right? What else? What more else? What else? How else can it get any worse than that, right? But with that being said, it is a fantastic book. The characters are so beautifully developed that I felt like they were a part of my life. I thought about them constantly. Ari, her real name is Harriet. She is the last born of 6 girls in her family. Her parents are pretty screwed up people. Her mother is an alcoholic and a drug abuser. Her father, Vincent, I believe he was in the military. I'm not sure which branch of the military he was in, but he came home from the military and was screwed up, and he ended up killing himself in front of his daughters. Now there's 6 girls, as I mentioned, and Harriet, the main character in this book, she was very little when he did that, so she didn't quite understand what he was doing when he did it. I'm not giving you any spoilers about the suicide. It's right on the back cover of the book, so it's right in the very beginning, so I'm not giving you any spoilers, so don't worry about that. I really try not to give any spoilers on this channel, period. And if I do, I will put it in the description so you know before if there are spoilers. So anyways, her sisters, their names all start with the letter J. And for some reason, her crazy mother named her Harriet. So Ari, I think she was 8. She decides she doesn't like Harriet. She's going to go by Ari, so she wants to be called Ari. Now, the very adorable part of this book is this seahorse here is Ari's imaginary friend, and his name is Jasper. So whenever the going gets tough, or when the going gets rough, Jasper speaks to her. And you'll be able to tell in the book because it's italicized, so you know that that's when Jasper is talking. And she has conversations in her head with him, and he's pretty much her saving grace in all of her abusive situations that she encounters with her alcoholic mother, who was so selfish and self-centered and cruel that thank God she has Jasper. But she also has a few other people in her life that really make a difference for Ari. A couple of school teachers, Mr. West, I think is his name, and another man. Her stepdad is also really good to her too. She calls him Papa. But of course the mother screws that up when she gets remarried to the nice guy. I think his name was Len, if I'm not mistaken. Len's a really good guy. He owns a store, and Ari works at the store. And but the mother screws that up and cheats on him with a cop, and his name is Dick. Okay. So who's the cop is he's a bad, dirty cop. He's awful. He's rotten. He's cruel. And the premise of the story is this little girl. I think she's 8 when the book starts, but I think the majority of the book is when she's like 14, 15 years old, because it takes place in Canada, and she's waiting to turn 16 so she can go back and live with her aunt Mary, who was a lesbian, and her wife is Nia, and she loves it there. They are artists, and she learns so much. She has such peace within herself whenever she lives with her Aunt Mary. But her mother hates her sister Mary. Her mother hates everybody, basically, because they've all done her wrong. She's always been, they've all been out together or whatever. So her mother's just screwed up, period. But Aunt Mary and Nia, her wife, are wonderful, loving, caring people that Ari wants to go live with. But until she turns 16, she's stuck with her mother, in the custody of her mother, and her mother's, I don't know if she marries this other guy or if she just shacks up with him, I don't remember, but the bad guy. But Len, her stepfather, is still in her life, and he always looks out for her, and he's a really good man. So it's just such a moving story. It's heartbreaking, yes. It's sad, yes. But it's also about the human spirit and how, what you think up here, or what you focus on up here could really help in all of the bad situations that you're in. In other words, with Jasper speaking to her, she also has dreams of her own. She's artistic herself. She has dreams. Oh, and there's a cute part with a couple guys. There's a little bit of romance in it, nothing mushy or cheesy or anything, but there's a couple little, crushes that she has, and love interests in the book too, that are they're very nice. It's very sweet. I don't know what else to say. I'm not even giving this book half the justice that it deserves, because it is so good. Please read this book. It is a life changer, I have to say. You'll look at people with addictions differently. You will look at people who have been abused a little bit differently, and it was so beautifully written, and I can't say it enough how it sucks you right in from the very first chapter. I was sucked into it, and I didn't want to stop reading it. I mean, I had to go to work, obviously, but every moment I had, if I had a break at work, or if I was stuck in traffic or something, I took this book out and just started reading it, because I could not wait to get back to it. I think maybe we had leftovers a lot that week, because I did too much cooking, because it was so good. I had to see what happens to Ari. And I so wanted to give her a hug. I so wanted to be her friend. I so wanted to give her a bedroom here, just to give her a safe place to rest. And oh, there's so much more to it. But as I said, I don't want to give any spoilers. So please just read this book. Obviously, I'm giving this a book a 5-star rating on Goodreads. Excellent book. Thank you, Russell, so much for all the wonderful recommendations that you give on your channel. I'm going to link his channel down below. And if you guys want to watch more booktubers, I have a load of favorites. I have tons of favorites that I'm always watching. But give Russell a try, because he always finds these really different, interesting books that you don't see the bestseller list all the time, or they're just different kinds of books, and they're wonderful. So thank you, Russell, for everything that you do. You bring a lot of joy to my YouTube watching, and I appreciate it. So, Gal, I think that's it for this. That's not a good. I didn't do it justice. I know I didn't, because I'm so overwhelmed with what I want to say about it, but I don't want to give too much away. I wish you all had read it, and then we could just talk about it, because there's so much that I want to discuss with somebody who's read it already. But do yourself a favor, pick up this book. It's wonderful. You will not be disappointed. And if you are disappointed, put it away and read it again some other time when you're in a different state of mind, because something, maybe you're not in the right state of mind to read it. But thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Have a good day. Oh, and happy 4th. Tomorrow is the 4th of July. I hope you find some good fireworks in your area, or some good picnics or barbecues or whatever you end up doing on the 4th of July. It is going to be a great day. Take care, guys. Thanks.